Welcome again. First of all, to share a story that a friend told me the other day. He's a somewhat elderly TV interviewer. And he was telling me that when he comes to the studio to do an interview, the first thing he has to do is sit down and a lovely lady will come and fill in the cracks or the lines on his face with some form of makeup. And then she'll cover his pallid, aged complexion with a lovely dusting of tan, summer tan. And then she'll even lighten up his aging eyes with drops that give it more impression, impact. And he said, the sad thing is that that's not me. It's an image. And it's false. And so often in our world today, we are filled with false images that project a non-reality, something that is just not true. In fact, I was listening to Pope Leo the other day, lamenting the fact that in our world today there is a tendency to deny objective truth. And he said what a disaster that would be for sciences and for religion if truth were to be denied, if object truth was just not existent. Science couldn't function and religion couldn't function. And so when we come to the text today, we're still in chapter 16 of John's Last Supper discourse. And the disciples have had 4 chapters of rather intense teaching, encouragement, guidance from Jesus, knowing that the big crunch was coming. But they've also had in the meal 4 cups of wine. And I think Jesus could see that their attention span was reducing. So he says to them, there are many things more that I want to tell you, but you couldn't take them now. But when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you, lead you, accompany you, shepherd you into all truth, complete truth. And that, I presume, is God. As someone says to me the other day, God is another word for everything. And so Jesus tells the disciples, look, I'm going to give you the Spirit of truth. And so if God is complete truth, we see that 3 transcendentals about God are goodness, beauty, and truth. And Jesus says of himself, you remember, we've looked at it here, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And so a prophetic mission of the church and a demand for each of us believers is to be true. We're created in the image and likeness of God. We're created in truth. And I think for you and me, there's a strong invitation to live truthfully. In other words, to accept the warts, the weaknesses, the failures, as well as the gifts and the talents and the achievements we might have. In other words, to embrace the shadow, because that's part of us. And there's a song that I'm sure you've heard fairly recent, or recently anyhow. Light gets in through the cracks in the vase or the jar. It's through the flaws, through the weaknesses or the failures that God can come in and be with us and heal us and help us. Not through the achievements and the virtues. And so it is with our society. The church is commissioned to speak truth to power. And I think we've seen a high-profile instance of that fairly recently, when the man of power, worldly power, attacked the Pope because he was speaking the truth. He was preaching the gospel. And it didn't concur with Donald Trump's intentions for the world. And he didn't like that. And so it is, I think, we are all called to live truth in the home, at work, at play, wherever we might be. And be truthful as individuals, true to ourselves, but also true as an institution. Not just in the sacristy, or not just in the sanctuary, but in the street. We have a mission for our world, a mission to tell the truth. Because a beautiful instance of that is when the Chilean bishops came back from a big conference in Medellin, Colombia. And while they were there, Pinochet conducted his bloody coup. And the bishops came back very quickly, and they came through the airport. And when they got through the airport, through customs and immigration, they lined up, and with a long banderola, and there written on it in large letters was, "The truth will set you free." May that be for the case for our country, our society, our church, our home, and for each of us. May we live that truth, because it will set us free. God bless you. Have a free week, and we'll see you next time.